It is your favorite spiritualist, the Aquarian Alchemist, and I'm here with our Focus and Reflect video for the week. Okay, we are finishing out August strong. Okay, we have been aligning with abundance for the whole month of August. Okay, so today we're going to be finishing up for this week. Um, this week has been about is going to be about structure and getting that structure in place as we go into September. Okay, um so this week is all about abundant structure, tracking our wins. We're going to be celebrating in advance. We're going to be talking about systems that create safety and consistency, gratitude, anchoring in the work, and then we're going to recap. Tracking our wins. What abundance have you witnessed this month? This is what I want you to journal about. This is your journal prompt. What abundance have I witnessed this month? Okay, so what abundance have I witnessed this month? I have witnessed a lot of abundance in different areas, right? So one thing was I was gifted something that I want, that I need, and I was gifted it in abundance. I was gifted 6 month supply of something. And I was like, what? So I was gifted a 6 month supply of something that I use and that I wanted. And that if I was not, if that wasn't gifted, that it would have cost me thousands and thousands of dollars. So that's one thing that was very abundant for me. I also had one of my bills paid for me this month. A $200 bill was paid for me this month. So that's another way I witnessed abundance. And so that I'm tracking that, okay? So now I'm celebrating in advance because I have a couple things pending. And it's like when you're in that pending stage, it's like, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? I'm celebrating now because I already know that it's gonna happen. I'm assuming that it's gonna happen because I'm totally aligned with my abundance and calling in what it is that I want, okay? So that's how it works. You know, when you celebrate, when you know, you become, you get that knowing of, oh, I already know. I already know I got it. I already know this is going to happen. I already know. We talked about that with the story I told you all about me going to the event. When you get to in that point of knowing to where you're moving on it and you're taking inspired action because you already know, that's when you really start to see things flow. Okay. Systems. Okay, so let's get into systems. Systems create safety and consistency. All right, I spoke a little bit about how I can think about like 5 months, 6 months back when I was saying, you know, I want to start doing you know, content calendar. I want to start, you know, scheduling everything out, and I was not doing that yet. Okay, so this is pretty new for me, but it's very, I mean, I love it. I love it. I'm still tweaking it to my ability, but I can definitely see my consistency just off of, because I already know what I'm going to speak about. I already know the content that I'm going to present. So that gives me that I don't have to think, okay, what do I post? I already know what my whole focal point is for the day, for the month, for the week. Okay, so that's been something that has really helped me. That's a system that has helped me to create consistency, because before I couldn't have consistency because I'm like, okay, what am I gonna post about today? Okay, what am I? Okay, you know, it's you're pulling from all these different places instead of having a structure already in place for yourself to say, okay, I know all month I'm thinking about this. That's just like, okay, today is August 28th, I already have the whole month of September set up of what I'm going to be discussing, what I'm going to be talking about. I have it broke down week by week. I have my calendar already ready. So that's a system that's in place for me that creates, it's a safe space for me. That takes away that nervousness, that takes away that fear or anxiety. It gives me comfort and it gives me confidence, right? Right. Okay. So that's the power of planning, creating a calendar, creating a schedule, and creating a routine. Um, Last year was my children's first year schooling. So, you know, it was a big learning curve for all of us. And later, as the year progressed, people started wanting to, like, I want to do my work in my room, right? And I was like, okay. So I kind of allowed it. I wasn't thinking, oh, everybody's got to be. But when I started letting people do work in their rooms individually, and just, I'll call you if I need help. That's when I started seeing missing assignments, grades slacking down. I was like, oh no, everybody. I had to get on that. I had to get back on track with everybody and say, no, this is what we're gonna do. Create a schedule. Everyone's in school and work at the same time every day. And once I did that, grades start going back up, attitudes start changing. That routine came into play, and everybody knows what to expect. So that makes things easier, and that makes things flow better and more consistency. I don't know if you've ever heard this, but the 5 P's or the 6 P's. I said I have the 6 P's, but I think it was the 5 P's. But it's prior proper planning prevents possible problems. Okay, if this is your first time hearing this, you might want to take that on and think about that and use that to know, okay, let me plan ahead. Let me plan ahead, because I'm telling you, I was the wing it woman. I have in my life, even though I'm very methodical about certain things, and I'm very some people might think calculated, but I think it's more of just I use a lot of formulas, and I use a lot of like, I think things through, and but I used to be a wing it woman. I'll figure it out when I get there. I'll do it when I get there. I'm in a flow. I was too much in the flow. I was in the flow to where just let the flow go. But as I've grown and matured, especially with like becoming a businesswoman, it's like, oh no, you can't flow that much. You can flow a little bit. You can allow things to flow, but you have to have structure. You have to have consistency. You have to have even discipline. You have to have determination. All these things have to come into play, because if I just flow, then I'll never post, or if I just flow, then I'll never, create a product, or, do this or do that. You have to be self-motivated. Okay. And following through with that self-motivation is so much easier when you have formulas and foundations in place. Just like for my business, I have to have my employee handbook. I had to create a standard operating procedures. All these type of things have to be in place. Okay, there's no winging it. Step by step, what happens is documented. So they work so well. Using a formula, that's just like think about a franchise. A franchise is going into business. A business that's already tried true, already has the name brand behind it, already has the the signage, the logo, everything is already made. It's already been tested that this work, people like it. So, when you go in and you purchase that franchise, all that's already ready, So that's kind of like how you can look at like a formula, or so, something that's already ready made for you. Okay. I live by formulas now. I live by systems and laws. And I used to be, I used to not be like that. I'm telling you. I promise. I know, and it's funny because I know people that probably know me from the past probably look at me and think, wow, she's really changed. She's really come a long way. Because I used to be a hot mess. For real. I was always smart, but I used to be like I said, I just would wing it everything, We'll figure it out. Let's just go for it. Let's just do it. That spontaneity was my way of life, And I had little things that was structured about, but very much spontaneous. Very much so. Okay, so as we're wrapping up this week, this week, and actually October, I said October, August altogether. We're gonna end this week with being in gratitude for what we have, in gratitude for what we have seen come to fruition, what we have manifested, as well as what we're looking forward to. Because I know some of us may not see all of our manifestations. I had a list, right? I had a list of things I wanted to manifest, but it was a short list, but I had one big manifestation on there. And today is the 27th, and I haven't manifested it yet, okay? Now, like I said, I have some things pending. So there's a possibility that it could come in by the end of the week, and there's a possibility that it could come in at the beginning of September. Either way, I'm going to be grateful, right? Let me tell you, this month, what has been the most impactful for me as far as abundance and what I witnessed is information. I've had an abundance of information come towards me that I am ready to take action on. I mean, uh, information that has the ability to really change my life and to really elevate me if I'm using it properly. So, going forward in the month of September, you're going to see a lot of changes start to happen with my social media, with my even my store. You know, I have my online store, aapothecary.shop. You're going to see massive changes, and you may see a lot of stuff go away as I bring on new things, new systems, new visuals, all kind of things that are going to be taking place. Okay, so if you look up and you can't find me, just keep looking because I'm going to resurface. My LinkedIn will probably stay the same, but all the rest of my socials are going to go through a massive upgrade and a big change within the next 3 months. So, and it's going to start in September. So be on the lookout for that. I'm very grateful for that. But we're anchoring in our work by focusing on and looking at and acknowledging what has actually shifted. Okay, what is improved for the better? What has gotten better. New information. Like I said, for me, I've received a lot of divine guidance. A lot of divine guidance. I've been guided to certain information, certain videos, certain people, and it's really shifted my mindset going forward. Because I keep saying, what are we doing here? What's going to happen? Because I want to see results, period. No. Mm-mm. Stay focused. See, I'm telling you, I'm here, I'm recording, and I'm in my room, my office, and my children are in here too. My children are both in here, in school. One's supposed to be in school and is not, and thinks I can't see what they're doing. But the other one is in class right now. And so, yeah, I manifested this. I'm sitting in a manifestation right now. When I was working a job, working for someone else, and having to drop my kids off here and drop my kids off here, and worrying about my son, getting into it with people at school, and my daughter feeling like people weren't being nice to her, I was like, no. And even before that, that was just the homeschooling part. But even before that, being able to be at home, I'm in my pajamas, loungewear, doing my work in my house, in my office. This is a manifestation that I am now living in. Okay. There's a lot of manifestation coaches out here that talk about the law of attraction. They talk about the law of assumption. Very few actually show you or can show you what they have actually done. They're showing you stuff that's generated, online, text, stuff like this, but to actually see, people that have followed me can see for a fact where I was 5 years ago and or 6 years ago or 10 years ago and where I am now. Like, I've been doing this manifestation thing, and I'm in my house that I manifested. Okay, that's going to be a story. I'm going to talk about that as well, because I didn't have a job when I got this house. Okay, yes, I had income, but I did not have a job. My business was not yet established. Okay, so I know the manifesting is real. I know that being in alignment is real. I know that cause and effect. I know that these 12 laws of the universe, they're real, and we are dealing with them and interacting with them, and they're at work in our lives every single day, whether we realize it or not. No, now the 12 laws of the universe does not take away from, you know, your relationship with God or whoever you serve, or, you know, as far as I go. I still believe in God. I still believe in, you know, I still honor and reverence my ancestors. I still do all that. And yet I still know and believe that we live in a universe that is governed by laws, and you have to know those laws so you can kind of know what to expect and know how to interact and know how to navigate. Okay? My throat is a little scratchy. So I've been drinking my tea. This is so good. A little chai tea. But yeah, being able to recognize what's no longer working, being able to recognize a need to step up or get with the times, or, bring in other modalities of what you're doing is very important for success. Okay. So, yeah, we're going into Virgo season, y'all. I can barely see my board. We're going into Virgo season now. So, Virgos are all about organization, planning, doing things right, having a right way of doing things. And that's the thing I like about Virgos. And you may not know this about me, but I have a lot of Virgo in my chart. Yes, I do. And I was shocked because I used to say, Virgos, oh, they make me sick, But when I start looking, at my chart, I was like, Virgo, 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 hold on. Wait a minute. Yes, I have a lot of Virgo on my chart, which makes it all make sense. But so that's why too, I'm like, okay, now I'm seeing that I'm actually thriving in this structure. I'm actually thriving in this planning and having things a certain way. It really works for me. It speaks to that Virgo side of me, because Aquarius and Virgo are my two top signs in my birth chart. Okay, so we are going to be next week we're going to be prepping for the fourth quarter. We're coming into the fourth quarter of 2025. Okay, so we're going to be setting our intentions and setting our visions for these last 3 months of the year, 4 months of the year, for September through December, whatever. Because it isn't over yet. This year is not over yet. A lot can happen in this time period. If you're setting the right intentions, if you're taking the right inspired action, if you're doing what you need to do, if you're having gratitude and standing in that gratitude, okay? And if you're embodying exactly who and what you are, instead of thinking it's so far away from me, knowing that this is me. I just have to step into this. I have to acknowledge this. I have to be willing to say, okay, I am this. I am this now. I don't care what I was. This is what I am now. This is who I am now. Okay? So that's what we're going to be doing as we get into our Virgo vibes. Oh yes, cleanliness. Cleansing. Virgos are very big neat freaks. Organization, like things organized, like things a certain way. Yesterday, I might have a picture. I maybe can insert, but I went through and I was cleaning and organizing all of my spices, because I have like a spice rack and I have a spice drawer. And it was like so, like dirty, gritty. It was like you could feel the spices outside of the jar. They're supposed to be inside. They were outside. So I had to like clean all that up. I was soaking some and replacing some of the tops that were cracked, and just making it look again how it was when I first purchased it. So cleanliness, organization is a big one too as we go into this month. We're on the 27th of the month. So now is a great time to start cleaning, organizing your house, mopping your floors, cleaning your doors, all this. So as we prepare for a new month and calling in and continuing to align with the abundance. Okay. All right, this is pretty much what I wanted to go over. It's all about structure now. We've called in. We're aligning, right? We're aligning our mind and our actions. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna ground that alignment into structure and structure it for our lives. Okay, so this is consistent. This isn't a one-time thing. This is a consistent thing because we're structuring it and making it part of our foundation, making it part of our everyday life, and we're grounding it. You know, that we're doing that. That way we're set up to where we're always in alignment. We're always aligned. You know, you don't have to, do anything extra. It's already in place, okay? All right. I hope this video gave you something to reflect on, something to focus on, focus your attention, focus your actions on as we go forth and finish this month strong. You will see me again before the end of the month. Check out the website, aapothecary.shop. I have horoscopes coming up. I have a new blog that's coming up, talking about the law of attraction versus the law of assumption. There's a lot of new law of assumption gurus. There's a lot of law of attraction, people that are presenting this information. And I have my take on it, and I put that in the blog. So that will be dropping, I believe, on the 30th or the 31st. It's already, I forgot which day I set it to appear, but it's going to appear on my website. And I also will post it on this page, on the Facebook page as well. So look out for that. Go like, share, and subscribe on the YouTube channel. I have new YouTube videos up. This video will be on YouTube as well. So yeah, I love you all, and I will see you later this week. Ciao.
Universe, where can I focus my energy right now? Folding your laundry. Okay, something else. Washing your dishes. Once again, something else. Cleaning your car. Universe.